What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If you can see, we are driving at night in a Type R. However, this Type R is not mine. This FK8 was loaned to me courtesy from Joe. Shout out to Joe. I wanted to do a video for current FK8 owners that are thinking of swapping into an FL5, as well as prospective buyers of both Civic Type Rs. I wanted to show you guys how each car differs from a daily standpoint and give my opinion on that. Now, before we get started, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to my channel. It would help me a lot as far as gauging interest in my content, and it would help me out a lot. So please click that subscribe button below. Now let's get started. This FK8, first things first, the gauge cluster. This was one of my main complaints from the 10th gen Civic. I had a 2019 SI, had the same gauges. I was a fan back then, but I'm no longer a fan after seeing the 11th gen Type R. There's nothing wrong with the gauge cluster. I'm just not a fan. It's not my preference, not my style. So if you're someone that enjoys looking at gauges like this, you can go for this. There's nothing wrong with this gauge at all. It shows all your critical information, your coolant temp, your gas, your boost pressure, and your speedometer. You know, basic information for a daily. Now, the second thing is the infotainment screen. In my previous video, I complained about turning off the infotainment screen on the FL5, how you have to press on the screen and then you turn it off. In this one, there is a button up here that you can, give me 1 second. You can press the button up here and you can dim it or turn it off completely. I think that's way more convenient than what Honda did in the FL5. I much prefer this system where you can just have a physical button to turn things off. The other thing I like about this car is how Honda implemented the infotainment screen into the dash instead of having it propped up here. I'm more a fan of this one because it just looks more integrated than how they install it in the FL5. So big ups there for the FK8. Another thing I complained about in my FL5 was the cubby storage. If you can see here, this is usually where I put my phone in the FL5, and below here in the FK8 I do have more space, so I have my phone, I can chuck it down there. If I have a passenger, they can also chuck the phone down there as well. However, the FK8 did not come with a wireless charging pad as standard option. I believe that was a $400 package that you buy from the dealer. So the FL5 has an advantage in the technology aspect over the FK8. The FK8 also has the USB ports underneath behind the cubbies versus the FL5 where it's here right next to the phone. I think I much prefer their implementation on the FL5 just because it's more easily accessible versus going down here and plugging cables in. So, you know, some pros and cons there between the FL5 and the FK8. As far as a daily commuter car, this FK8 does lack some features that the FL5 has. The mirrors don't have the blind spot monitoring. There's no lights to pop up to show that there's a car next to you if you want to merge into their lane. It's a nice to have, it's not needed for sure, but if you're someone who wants, you know, more driver's assistance, this FK8 does not have it. compared to FL5. Another thing is that the FL5 also comes with Honda Sensing and Log R. Now first, Honda Sensing is Honda's safety features implemented into the car. Let's say if someone pulls up right in front of you, the car will automatically brake, and it's just an added bonus safety feature in the car. Again, it's not necessary to have, it's very nice to have. It also comes with radar cruise control. This car does not have radar cruise control, but it does have lane keep assist, which is also nice. So if you're someone who wants more safety features in your car, I would opt for either an FK8 with Honda Sensing, so the later model, or an FL5. As far as the Log R function, I believe that is only available on 2020 and 2021 models of the FK8. This one does not have it. The Log R function is nice to show all your temperatures and gauges and all that. In the FL5, it also has a camera to record your lap times. So that is a very nice feature for those of you who track a lot. I personally have not tracked the car yet, but I'm sure it will be more useful when I take it to the track in the future. So make sure you stay subscribed to see that content. Another added bonus that this car lacks from the FL5 is the mood lighting, as well as the side lights on the doors. It's not necessary. I think it looks nice in the FL5. I think it adds a very nice touch to the car, makes it look feel a little bit more premium. I personally enjoy having the lights and accent lighting in the car. So if you're someone who's into that, then I would suggest getting the FL5, or you can get the FK8 and put mood lighting by yourself as a DIY. Another thing I had complained about in the FL5 was the center console storage space. In the FK8, you have a slidable armrest here. You can open it, and there's a lot of space down here. It's very deep. It also has removable cup holders. So if you want to store bigger stuff, this car has more flexibility and modularity compared to the FL5. As far as comfort, this car also comes with bucket seats. However, I think I like my FL5 bucket seats way more than this one. Not to say that these seats aren't comfortable. They are extremely comfortable. However, I think my FL5 seats hug me better than these seats do, and I just like it more. Again, they're comfortable. So if you're looking to get into either an FK8 or FL5, I would highly suggest you go sit in the seats if you have the opportunity. If you're an FK8 owner looking to buy an FL5, I would also highly suggest you go find the FL5 seats to sit in and see how they feel for you. For ride quality, I think this car beats out the FL5. I'm currently in sport mode on the highway, cruising at 60. It's comfortable. It's very comfortable. I don't feel too much vibrations on the road with the 20 tires. Joe is sitting on stock tires, stock size 20 inches, 30 side width or sidewall tires, and they're not bad. On these same roads in my FL5, I would be bouncing a little bit in sport mode, and it's just how it is. The chassis just a little bit stiffer than this one. Speaking of sport mode, the FL5 came with individual mode where you can tune each settings differently, like your steering, your dampers and your engine noise, your rev matching style. This one does not. This one only has a selectable mode where it's comfort, sport, and plus R. So the FL5 does have an advantage over this car. However, where this car has the advantage is when you select the mode, it doesn't pop up on your infotainment screen, which I complained about last time. I think that's pretty great. I can see it in my gauge. I don't need to see it on my infotainment. So I think that's a big plus from Honda for this car. Now, for the most important thing that anyone who wants to buy this car wants to know is how different are the driving dynamics. And I would have to say that they are almost virtually identical. On a street settings, they drive pretty much the same in my opinion. It's the same engine, it's the same transmission. The only thing Honda changed in the FL5 is the turbo, and the FL5 turbo spools at around 3,500 RPMs, and it drives pretty much the same. As far as track capabilities, I don't know. I haven't tracked either one. Oh look, another FK8. As far as driving dynamics go, the most important things that you guys wanted to know: how does an FL5 drive compare to an FK8? And to answer your question, I will have to say that they drive virtually identical to each other. Now that might come as a surprise to you. It might come as a normal thing to you because they're basically the same car. Same engine, same drivetrain. The only thing different is the turbo. And the driving dynamics are basically the same, besides the fact that the FL5 is stiffer than the FK8. Nothing's changed much. So basically what I'm saying is, if you're an FK8 owner, unless you really like the body style of the FL5 as well as all the safety features and amenities like wireless charger, I would say you're safe with staying with your FK8 and not pay the markups on the FL5 and just use that money to modify your FK8. That would be the most financially responsible decision that you can make. Now, if you are someone who's looking to buy either the FL5 or the FK8, that depends. How much money are you willing to spend? Right now, the current used prices for FK8s are still high. Most of them are still above MSRP for the lower mileage ones. You can find some MSRP ones for FK8s, like earlier models like 2017s for around MSRP, but they're coming with like 60,000+ miles. If you're comfortable doing that, then you can. Buying a car right now is pretty tough, especially for an enthusiast level car like this one. Also limited production somewhat, and you'd have to decide for yourself, what do you like having? Do you like having an aggressive looking car? Do you like having everybody looking at you when you drive the car because your car looks so different than regular traffic? Or are you one of those, I want to look like regular traffic? In which case, I think the FL5 might be better suited for you. It also comes with more safety features and driver's aids, makes it a better daily in my opinion. So it's really up to you. I'm sure they will both perform the same or similarly on the track. If you want to shave time off your lap times, the most improvements would come from driver's mods, right? You have to be better. So that concludes my video for the day. Hopefully it helps you out with making a decision if you want to upgrade or side grade from your FK8 to an FL5, or if you're looking to buy a new Type R, new to you Type R, which would be better, an FK8 or an FL5. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know down in the comment section below if you're an FK8 owner. Are you willing to change and swap into an FL5? Why? If not, why not? Let me know. I would be very interested to see you guys' response. And once again, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, peace.